appreciation is an attempt to make people aware of the potential of cinema and empower the artist and audience aiming towards a more enriching experience.
We examine the elements of films, namely screenwriting, directing, acting, cinematography, editing, art design, sound, music, computer graphics, etc.
We also learn more about film analysis and the period genre and movements in film style, which can help people to enjoy the film medium more deeply. Though there are many different layers of film appreciation, it is better to know at least a few of them. Are you ready? Here we go.
Hi sir.
Hello.
Very glad to have you here with us.
Yes.
These days I am hearing there are so many layers of film appreciation. How can we appreciate a film aesthetically?
Okay. It's a very good question that you have asked actually. When you talk about aesthetic appreciation, it is actually the admiration of beauty on screen. So cinematographers or directors use various ways and means to bring beauty in the visual storytelling, the visual narratives that they make. Some of the ways or techniques that they can use is like, colors, using colors or using some lightings, setups, angle shots. Cinematographically, how do they please the audience is much predominant in the way that they narrate the story. So aesthetics is that which appeals the viewer's eye, and they see to it that how these techniques or elements are appealing or evoking the mood and emotions of the viewers. Spielberg or Martin Scorsese, these are the famous directors. They use these aesthetic techniques to evoke the emotions and moods of the audience. That is why I think aesthetic appreciation is very important, so that those who are going to see a movie will really enjoy the beauty on screen and appreciate the director and cinematographers for the same.
There are film theories that impact the visual storytelling. Theories like formalism, structuralism, Marxist film theory, Italian neorealism, French new wave, feminist film theory, German expressionism, auteur theory, etc.
It is better to know about the relation between these theories and cinema.
Sir, really you have well explained about the aesthetic appreciation of a cinema. I have another question also. I think there is another way to appreciate cinema, that is a theoretical appreciation. Can you enlighten us on this topic?
So you have asked a very good question again, and you asked about theoretical appreciation. How can we appreciate a movie theoretically? Actually, in the society, there are so many philosophies and concepts which are prompting the filmmakers to get into that context. For example, after the World War or even before the World War, First World War and Second World War, there were so many philosophies or isms which are so prominent, prevailing at that time. For example, we had French New Wave cinema, and we had German Expressionism, we had Soviet formalism, we had Neo-Italian realism. So all these isms had different philosophies and concepts. For example, when you talk about Neo-Italian realism, after the World War, maybe after 1945 to till 1960, we can say that Neo-Italian realism was so prominent and predominant. At those times, these directors, they were not sticking themselves into big sets and big studios. Rather, they went into the street and with the handheld camera and little lighting technologies or techniques, and they captured the real emotions of the people, their sufferings in the streets. And they didn't go for even a bigger actors or actresses, but then they were concentrating on the real people of real issues in the society. So there are so many theories and concepts and philosophies impacting and influencing the cinema. So when you talk about the cinema critics, there are so many people criticizing appreciatively or appreciatively criticizing movies. But if a person knows what is theoretical appreciation, he or she should look into the concepts and the context of the movie. So then he or she can really appreciate the movie with a lot of credibility and authenticity. Otherwise, everything will go in vain.
Mise-en-scène plays a major part in visual storytelling. acting, casting, space, set design, makeup and lighting involved in theatrical experience.
All the theatrical elements come under mise-en-scène have to be critically appreciated to have a wonderful movie experience.
Sir, nicely you explained again about the theoretical appreciation of a cinema. In a cinema, I also heard about the mise-en-scène. What is it and how does it help to appreciate a film?
Actually, the mise-en-scène, the word comes from a French word which means staging. In the history, when we see or analyze the term mise-en-scène, which was used for theatrical appreciation. When people go to the theatre and see a drama, they were appreciating the stage. What are the things which were staged in the theatre? Maybe the character, maybe the properties, the positioning of lights and all those things. So, theatrical appreciation is interpreting or analyzing the dynamics of the characters and the settings and even the set designs. So, someone who is trying to appreciate a movie theatrically, he or she should know, all these mise-en-scène elements. For example, positioning of character, where these characters are positioned, what is the dialogue that they are delivering, what is the facial expression of the characters, how do they justify to the characters that they are playing, and even the lights, from which perspective the light is falling and what is the meaning which is conveyed through that. So, if you want to be a film critic and you want to justify that act, you should by all means know this layer as well, that is theatrical appreciation.
These days, the concept of ethnography is becoming very popular. It also permeates in films and creates a lot of impact in the nature of filmmaking.
Let us know how can we appreciate a film ethnographically and understand its meaning in visual storytelling.
Sir, I am really very happy to know about mise-en-scène. It is very new to me. Can you say a little more about ethnographical way of appreciating a cinema?
So, ethnography revolves around cultural and social anthropology. When you talk about ethnographic appreciation, the critic, they have to understand about it first. There are cinema, there are ethnographic directors, they will be concentrating more on real people in real life situation. They will be going to the streets, they will be going to the tribal area, they will be going to Dalit people's locations, so that they will be capturing their very real or raw way of living. That is what all about ethnography. It involves their lifestyle, their behavior, their language, the poetry that they use, the music that they play, the dance that they do, the food that they eat, the festivals that they celebrate, how do they understand the nature. So, all those things come under visual ethnography. So, few directors, those who are very much interested in these ethnographic elements, will be focusing mostly on these tribal or ethnic cultural elements, so that it will be attributing so many emotions and moods of those people and bringing it to the world. So, when somebody is critically appreciating a movie, he or she should know what exactly are these ethnographic elements, so that minutely noticing and appreciating those elements will be really a kind of appreciation or acknowledgement to the director and the cinematographer, and therefore it is very important to know about ethnographic appreciation. So, I am sure that we have learned different layers of film appreciation today. For example, ethnographic appreciation, aesthetic appreciation, theatrical appreciation, theoretic appreciation, and I am sure there are also few other layers of film appreciation to appreciate a movie. I hope you understand and enjoy this session.
Really, sir, it's all new to us. At the same time, you made it very simple.
Okay.
So, we are very happy. And we thank you so much for your wonderful information as well as for your presence.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
See
sir.
Bye.
All the viewers of cinema may not be able to understand and appreciate the meaning and essence of cinema. One should have a critical mind and visual sense to appreciate it.
If you understand these layers of film appreciation, you can certainly become a better critic.
We hope that you have learned a few concepts in this module of cineliteracy. Hope to see you again in the upcoming module. Until then, goodbye from your host Supriya and co-host Sunil.